Hi guys, and welcome to another edition of 11 Keto, Ron's weight loss journey, and I'm Ron. Well, if you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you're a returning member, welcome back. And if you're a new member, could you please share, like, and subscribe to my YouTube channel? It helps other people know when I post latest videos like this one. And before we get started, I'm not a medical doctor. I don't make any medical claims. This is all based on my own personal journey and my own personal research. So please clear it with your doctor first before you do anything regarding your health. Well, today marks the end of week 77 keto results, and I got my notes over here, so I'll have to probably put my glasses on to follow my notes, maybe not. 540 days on keto. Wow, can you believe it? So on August 17, 2020, for those of you who are new, I started my weight loss journey at the age of 64, and I'm currently 65, and I'll be 66 in August, and I was 325 pounds officially when I started my journey on August 17th. So this morning's weigh-in, I'm down to 215 pounds. So I lost 110 pounds since the start of my weight loss journey. And so this past week alone, I lost 7 pounds. I had one of my better weeks for my weight loss journey, and I'm so proud of myself. So what do we do to get rid of the, to get down to 7 pounds less than what I started from the week before? Well, my stomach has been feeling really bloated lately, and I've been under a lot of stress and everything with some medical issues I have going on. And I decided to do another 3-day egg fast. I was going to do a 5-day egg fast, but I couldn't hack the eggs, just plain eggs, butter, and cheese. So we did it for 2.5 days, and then I broke my egg fast, and I had a little bit of corned beef and hash with one of the eggs because I was craving that type of meal, and I know it's not keto, but I had about a half a can, and I fried it up with a couple of eggs with a little bit of butter, and that's how I was kind of like breaking my my eggs from going back over the carbs. And then my wife finished off the rest of the can, and I was okay with that. So when I weighed myself this morning, Monday, on February 7th, I was just checking my watch to make sure I get the right date. On February 7th, I was 222 pounds when I started. I weighed in this morning at 215, and I was like, yeah, you know, and I was really excited about it. So I lost 7 pounds during that week. I did basically fried eggs for a couple of days, over easy eggs, 1 ounce of cheese, 1 ounce of butter. It was pretty much that simple. Nothing really special to really put in the timeline as far as how I cooked eggs and stuff like that. I did buy an egg poacher. I got it on Amazon for about $30. I did try using it, and then the eggs were too runny and too watery, and I didn't quite do it right. So I haven't really used it since, but I bought an egg timer yesterday at Walmart's, and I decided to go ahead and use the egg timer and cook it up, my eggs. So it's just a matter of getting the right amount of time on the eggs to cook them to the perfect egg for a poached egg. And I'll definitely be using that. And when I start doing that, I'll be putting up recipes so that you guys know how to use a poacher if you ever want to use a poacher. Now, I've had one of those before, and it's been a long time, and I've been craving poached eggs. And yeah, we could do them the easy way, and just boil water in a pan with a little vinegar, and just crack your egg into your water and stir it around a little bit with a knife or a fork until the white all forms around the egg yolk, and let it boil up 3 minutes, and take it out with a spoon that's got holes in it, and then let your egg dry out on a piece of paper towel. But that's kind of a lot of work when you could just put it in a pan and let it cook. So that's why I bought the egg poacher, but we'll definitely be using it. And so what do we got going on, and where do we go from here? Well, let's talk about the medical update first of all. Let me put my notes down because I don't think I really need them anymore. So Wednesday I had an appointment up in Worcester, and it was for a back doctor. So the first thing I do is I go up there, and St. Vincent's Hospital, great doctor. He says, we need to do some x-rays of your back before I even saw the doctor. So they x-rayed my side, my back, and they had me standing in a number of different positions with my back. And took a snapshot or two of my back. He said, as far as your back goes, Ron, you don't really need back surgery. You do have some arthritis in your lower back area, and you got problems with your L1, 2, and 3 discs. I said, okay, I can live with that then. But, you know, that's a second opinion, and, you know, I trusted that doctor. So then Then I showed him my leg, and he says, "Oh my God!" He says, "How long has this been like this?" And I said, "For quite a while now." He says, "I go in every time I'd be going into my primary care office, and I'd be complaining about the leg." And he said, "Well, what did they do to you since now?" And I said, "Not really too much." And they said, so he went back to all the old records, and I told him I went to 2 different vascular vein surgeons, and he said they recommended that you put a compression stocking to reduce the swelling. And I said, "Yeah, I know that," and that was for the vascular veins. And then I told him that, but that doesn't explain the redness and the scaling of my skin and the dark area that's kind of like black. And, he said, "Well, what I want you to do is go to a wound specialist right here in the hospital." And I said, "So, we'll get a hold of your doctor and we'll make an appointment for your wound." And this is before I think I know what I have, before I tell you what I think I know what I have, but we're going to get a doctor to confirm it. So anyways, in the meantime, I said, okay. So I get home, and then the next day, which was Thursday, I'm at the Historical Commission visiting those guys for a little while, and then I go outside in my car, and I said, "Well, I'm going to call my primary care up and tell them what the doctor said." So the nurse finally got a hold of me, and she told me what he said. He said, "We don't recommend you going to a wound specialist, and I recommend you get a stocking." And I says, I got 2 stockings before, and twice they couldn't fit. And you sent me to 2 vascular vein surgeons who did absolutely nothing for me and said there's nothing that we can do for you, okay? Now mind you, my leg is swollen and it's lobster red and it's black in a certain area, all right? So after doing my own research, I hate using Google, but I pretty much think I have cellulitis going on in my leg and a staph infection. And that's the reason why my leg is swollen and it got poor circulation in the leg, a part of it. So if that winds up being the case, then somebody's gonna have to give me some medication to get rid of the infection that's in my leg and maybe drain the leg out somehow. And I don't know. But in the meantime, I got so frustrated with the nurse, and I didn't even tell her that part about the cellulitis and the staph infection. I hung up on her because she said, "There's nothing we can do for you other than giving you a compression stocking." And again, they don't know what they're talking about. So Friday, twice the nurse and the doctor tried calling me up, and I'm frustrated, and I didn't even answer the phone. I hung up and I deleted the message. I don't want to hear it. So I called up my insurance company and I told them what they said, and I decided to get another doctor. Now, I used to go to another hospital here locally in our city, and the reason why I left that particular facility because we had a brand new facility and I thought it'd be a better option for me, and the doctor that I had left to take a promotion. And not only that, I called that facility back up and I asked him, "Is there anybody there taking any new patients?" And she says, "Well, yeah. And what would be the procedure of us getting back over there?" He says, "All you have to do is just call us with the new doctor and you can come right on in and we'll make an appointment and you can start scheduling your appointments and continue on with your appointments, but they'll be through their facility instead of Health Reliant." So I got a hold of the insurance company up Friday, and then Friday, with everything being closed down because of the ice storm, I'll be calling up the new doctor Monday, which is today, and start scheduling a whole bunch of series of appointments for my wife and myself to start a new doctor and a new chapter in our life. Now, the last time my wife was there at the facility seeing the primary care, now mind you, my wife is 71 years old. She looks like she's in her 40s. She's really in fantastic shape, other than a few things going on with her, for that related age. She tells my wife she's only got 4 or 5 years left to live. Come on, how can you say that to a patient? My wife is so disgusted that she was crying when she left, and it made me upset. So, but I said I have now at this point I have no more respect for that doctor who said that. The guys I volunteer with, many of them are in their 80s. We just lost one that was 96 years old because he had cancer, and the other guy is 95. So don't be telling us that could really put a depression on somebody to where, they could think about bad things. So I didn't need to hear that from her, and so we're done with that hospital. But let me know if you guys experience anything like this, and I'll continue following you guys with medical updates and how everything's going. But all that being said, that's kind of a big negative in our life right now. I just didn't need it, and I was under a lot of stress. And I said, okay, so I'm kind of like I'm driving in the car, and all of a sudden I got my directional on, and I'm going 65, and next thing you know, I'm bumping it up to 70, and I'm going like this, waving goodbye. That's how I'm viewing this. The other doctor in that facility right now, we're waving goodbye, and that's it. Now today and all weekend, my leg is swollen still beyond belief. Got a big red spot about that big, and in the middle part of the area, it's all cakey and flaky, and it's burning on fire, and it's black in a few spot areas. So that's what I'm thinking. I got staph infection, but and again, that doctor that was really nice, the guy in Worcester, he said, I need you to go to the wound specialist, and they're telling me no, I don't need to go to the wound specialist. It's like I'm getting a conflict between two doctors, and one kind of knows what he's doing and talking about, and one that doesn't give a crap. So let me know if you have anything like this. You can tell them all wound up about this, but let's put that behind us. So anyways, so what do we do for activity this week? Well, not really anything. We were just, I went walking in the mall once. I didn't like mall walking because it's all flat land and it's inside, and it's just boring as heck. I'm going to try to get out there and get to the gym 1 or 2 days this week, and I'm going to try to get to the some outside walking, maybe in the downtown area, or maybe outside the mall area. I like the fresh air, and there's nothing beats fresh air when you're walking. And what else got going on? Okay, so we're talking about the paper. So most of you know I've been a photographer for a while, and I've been doing this for several years now, and I absolutely love what I'm doing. And they're so short-handed at a local newspaper, the Fitchburg Sentinel and Enterprise, and all last year and probably the year or two before that, I've been submitting all kinds of photographs for publication, and I've been helping out the girl there at the Sentinel because she's really by herself and have nobody to. So when you see your local newspaper and you're wondering why it's like paper thin, because there's nobody there that can do photography for them. The couple of local photographers that working full time, and the other girl that was working there, she ended up getting another promotion up in the Worcester area, the Worcester Telegram, and so they finally got me on board. So how it works is, I called them up yesterday, actually Saturday, and he called me back Saturday. So we had a long conversation over the phone. He said, I'm going to have the other guy call you up. We're going to do another interview with you. And so I need you to fill out some paperwork. And how the pay works is you get so much for location. It's real good money. He said, regardless of whether you take 50 or 100 photographs, or you're there for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, I only need about 4 or 5, maybe 6 photographs. And it's a couple of tall and a couple of wide ones. And the best ones that I think, and do a cover story, and I can use my mobile camera or notepad, whatever works for me. Make sure I get permission from the people there with the photographs, and that's pretty much it. Now I've been doing this right along for the last year and a half and whatever, and I haven't got anything from it. And so what we're going to do, they said, I want you to go back to all your old photographs that you submitted to us, and we're going to reimburse you for all the ones that you've done up to this point. So it's going to be a good chunk of change. I believe they don't take taxes out of it, so I'll be responsible for my taxes. So I'll have to hold a certain amount of money for taxes for next year, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. But this is all free money for me, and it's something I enjoy doing, and it's something I've been wanting to do for a long time. And now I'm going to be like Clark Kent, and I'll be AKA Superman. I'll be Ron, and the girl that Danielle, she's a sweetheart. She said, yeah, Ron, people call me Lois Lane. So now it'll be Clark Kent and Lois Lane. When she mentioned that this morning, I thought it was pretty funny. And so maybe I'll do a little step there with a Superman cape, and I'll go into a phone booth, and I'll come out with a Superman, with my overcoat on it, pull it open, and do like a Superman thing, But just for a little video, if I have a little fun time with that. But I'm using my nice new green screen behind me. And so what do we get going on for the week coming up? Well, we talked about my weight. We started the week at 222, and now we're down to 215, and feel absolutely great with everything that, other than the leg. And then we're going to be continue pumping up recipes. I have a pickled recipe that I'm going to be doing for a snack. Put a little bit of cheddar cheese in a cupcake tin. pickle slice, and then some more cheddar cheese. Bake it off in the oven for like 15 minutes at 350, and then let it set for 20 minutes so the cheese gets a little hard. And I'm gonna make a nice Big Mac sauce. You can use it for a dip. All keto approved. I still want to do it 1 or 2 times. I'm going to make some more mayonnaise, and if I can get a good video, then I'll probably use that to post it. I did do a chicken crust recipe using ground chicken meat that came out real good. Only problem was I had it up too high, and I should have taken the chicken and I should have flipped it on the other side on a fresh piece of parchment paper and gotten it a little more crispier, and then turned on the oven once it started cooking, because the pan started warping at 450 degrees. So these are all some things I'm learning as I'm going along. And I guess some other recipes I'll be putting up from time to time. And then we'll have a throwback segment coming up on Thursday, episode 6. We're going to be looking back at 2015 on my first appearance on public television. I was pushing 380 pounds that day. I was talking about my family's collection at the studio. And then about 3 or 4 months later, I finally got involved with the studio, doing photography and video for the studio. And you know, they'll send me out on assignment when they can't get out there, and I do the concerts because it's something I enjoy doing. And then I started out with 1 camera, and then I evolved to 2, and then now when I go on a location when I'm doing concerts, I do like about 6 cameras. And I'm just trying to make it interesting with the video cameras, and you know, it's volunteer. They don't pay me, but you know, every Christmas when they have it in their budget, you know, they give me $100 gift card, and I'm fine with that. You know, it shows that they care about me and my work, and I've gotten awards for my work, and documentary awards, and you know, awards for my work in publication with the newspaper and stuff like that. And I mean, I'm so proud of myself and my accomplishments that I've been able to do so far up to this point. But you know, I hope you're enjoying this segment talking about this week, what I did for week 77, and for, like I said, and for week 78, what do we got going on? Well, we're going to continue doing some keto meals for the first few days of the week. We did buy a cabbage, and I got to get a nice big onion. And what I'm going to do with that cabbage, I got some kibasi in the freezer. I'm going to slice it up and make a kibasi cabbage dish for keto. And that should be delish, and then I'll have 2 or 3 meals out of it, and I'll show you how to prep the meal from it, and I'll show you the cooking process. And then we're going to be doing a beef and butter fast towards the end of next week, and we'll do a 5-day beef and butter fast. And it doesn't have to be isolated to just beef. It could be any kind of protein like chicken, fish, turkey. It doesn't have to be just ground beef, but in a healthy fat, and that's what. And you know, make sure I get enough protein and macros in that week, and we should be fine. And of course, the couple recipes, I'm also going to be doing some cheesy keto cookie recipe. I'll show you how I'm going to make that with some almond flour, and it should be fun. And I got like about 160, 170 videos posted on my YouTube channel, and I'm up to 282 subscribers. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. Please subscribe and tell your friends. And like I said in my new video quotation, sharing is always caring. And I really mean that, and I love you guys so much for really inspiring me to continue to lose weight and get healthy. But enough said of that. I'll let you guys go and keep you posted on everything else that's going on. And I'm going to try to get out there and do some walking the best I can, and return back to the gym because it's been too icy out, too cold. But anyways, I love you guys. You guys are amazing. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay vigilant. Have a great week, everybody.